What if the most dangerous text ever written was buried in Egypt for 13 centuries? Not dangerous because it's evil, dangerous because it breaks the rules of logic itself. Let's start with the discovery. 1945, Egyptian desert. A jar emerges from the sand near Nag Hammadi. Inside, ancient codices, among them something unprecedented. The thunder perfect mind. Even the title defies explanation. Thunder and perfect mind, chaos and clarity, united. This isn't poetry, it's something else entirely. A divine feminine voice speaks, but she doesn't tell a story. She declares impossibilities. I am the first and the last. Simple enough. But then, I am the honored and the scorned. I am the whore and the holy one. Wait, read that again. She's not saying she was once honored, then scorned. Not that she appears as both. She is both, simultaneously. The text continues this way, line after line. I am the wife and the virgin. I am compassion and I am cruelty. I am wisdom and I am ignorance. Every statement cancels itself out, yet somehow reveals something greater. The alchemists knew this secret. Solve et coagula, or dissolve and recombine, the marriage of opposites that births the philosopher's stone. Think about how your mind processes information. Binary, this or that, yes or no, true or false. But she speaks from outside that system, from a place where opposites don't oppose. The monks who buried this text knew something. They sensed its power, because this wasn't meant to be understood. It was meant to reprogram. Scholars have theories. Maybe she's Sophia, the Gnostic wisdom trapped in matter. Perhaps Isis, the Egyptian goddess of magic. But notice something interesting. She never identifies herself, only describes herself through paradox, as if identity itself is the illusion. People report strange experiences reading this text. Time seems to shift. Thoughts stop mid-formation. The rational mind short-circuits. Some describe it as entering the void between heartbeats, where all possibilities exist before choice collapses them into reality. That's not a bug, it's a feature. The text works like meditation, but instead of emptying the mind, it overloads it with contradiction, until something breaks through. The ancient Gnostics called it gnosis, direct knowing, beyond logic. Modern physicists might recognize it too. Quantum superposition, being in all states until observed. The divine feminine principle the text embodies isn't just female. It's the union of all opposites, the space between thoughts, the moment before division. She exists where our categories collapse. Here's what makes this text unique in religious literature. It doesn't teach, it demonstrates. It doesn't explain paradox, it embodies it. Every line is a doorway, not to understanding, but to experiencing. The thunder represents divine speech, powerful, overwhelming, beyond human language. The perfect mind isn't rational perfection. It's consciousness before it divides reality into categories. Together they form something that shouldn't exist in our world of either or. Yet here it is, preserved, waiting. The Cathars whispered that this text contained the true gospel of Mary Magdalene, hidden in plain sight through impossible speech. The text remains as paradoxical today as it was 2,000 years ago. No translation captures it fully. No commentary explains it away. Because it's not a message to decode, it's a state to enter. The divine feminine voice still speaks. In every contradiction you can't resolve. In every moment when opposite truths coexist. That's her thunder. That's her perfect mind. Perhaps it's time we stop trying to understand. Perhaps it's time we learn to embody paradox ourselves, because sometimes truth isn't logical, and sometimes the goddess speaks in impossibilities. Ready to explore more mysteries that break the rules? Beyond the rabbit hole, where paradox becomes possibility, the thunder is calling.